Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of Nation Wave, and this is day 13 of the March daily draws. So as we close out the week and approach the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch, Ostara oracles. Let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. We had this earlier in the month. So this again, this is that journey across the water to calmer waters. Yes, it can sometimes involve be an indication of a journey, an actual, traveling somewhere. So maybe this weekend we're going somewhere that we wouldn't normally go. Maybe we're traveling somewhere. But to me, because it's more of an intellectual, mental journey. And again, this is where we have the move, with the sword pointing forward. We're going forward. We're coming up. We're putting things behind us. These swords here, they're behind us, and this one is pointing the way forward. So we're leaving something behind. We're moving ahead. So we're changing our thinking. We've had that with the when we had the hanged woman, didn't we? The changing yesterday. The District's version of the hanged man. And we're saying that that's about changing our view, being willing to move to change our viewpoint, if only a little, to see something we didn't see before. And, that could be what part of this mental journey is getting to that new viewpoint, to see things a bit clearer, a bit more fuller, that we haven't been seeing the full picture, but as we travel, as we move mentally in our mind, if we're moving our minds and shift our perspective, we suddenly will. So that does tie in with yesterday's card too. But it's this thing of the sword pointing the way forward. We're moving forward, which to me is the key words. Moving forward is what this month's keywords seem to be energetically. We're moving forward. Whatever's gone before, that's what went before. We're now moving forward, and this very much echoes that. The fact that she's got 5 swords echoes the previous card to this, the 5 of swords, which is perhaps things haven't worked out, but we've moved on. We're moving on from that. We're not. Maybe we felt we had a bit of a defeat. Things certainly didn't go well for us in some way, but but we've put that behind us, and we're moving forward. Where the I'm not sure about. I've not yet. Can't remember the depiction in this particular deck, but usually, you have the figure walking away, and you get this so-called victor that's left with the spoils of the battle, as it were, but you're just walking away, licking your wounds a bit, but you decided that it's not worth pursuing. Let him have the little victory, if you can call it that, that Pyrrhic victory that we often associate with the 5 of Swords. She's literally putting that experience behind her. And this shadowy cloaked figure here that's got the pole that's almost like guiding, steering and propelling the boat forward. To me, I thought about this after the last time that we drew this. It's almost as that this figure is representative of that shadowy experience. And even though we may feel that it didn't actually work out how we wanted, even that sense of defeat, if you want, for want of a better word, that loss, that failure, whatever it would be, whatever circumstance that was, is this figure represents that to me. And that also the thing that's behind you that you're going away from. But he's like steering the boat forward in the sense that that situation, even though it wasn't the greatest experience, even that experience served you because it's propelling you forward. So even if things didn't work out, it's brought you to this position. So it's actually served you and helped you perhaps make the decision to move on. So in a sense, it wasn't a total loss. It wasn't a total, it's the very thing that's propelling you forward. Sometimes these situations in life that aren't pleasant or, aren't the best for us, or feel like the best for us at the time, don't feel very nice. Sometimes when we look back, we think, yes, but if that hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have done this, and that wouldn't have, then I wouldn't have been led to this much better place, because this card is about going to a better, calmer place. So whatever's gone on before, again, this theme here, that whatever's gone on before has led you to this place where you are now. And now as you move forward to that better place, you can sort of say, well, it wasn't the greatest experience. I wouldn't want to repeat it, but I can be thankful that that situation has brought me to now. And now I'm facing an opportunity to move forward to a better situation, because that was the catalyst that brought me here. So it helps us to find a silver lining, in that cloud as we move forward. And maybe that's what we need to consider. And that could be the change of perspective that we need to see things a bit more clearly and have a sense of purpose. It gives even the bad experiences a sense of purpose in our lives. So we're not feeling so much as the victim of circumstance. We just experience something, but it served a purpose, and it will help us to move forward to a better situation. So that may be the kind of shift in perspective that we need. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we are. Spring cleaning. It is time to clear from the path all that does not serve you. So, we're coming into spring. A big tradition is spring cleaning, where we clear away clutter, things we don't need, in our physical location, in our homes, etc. Sometimes that kind of is a thing that is done. It's a past tradition. Whether we, all observe it these days, I don't know. But it is still a thing that people do. They do some spring cleaning. And sometimes people do it year-round, but traditionally it was the spring. We've gone through the winter, and now we're coming into the spring. We want to make a fresh start, and part of that is clearing out some of the clutter and the things we don't need to make space for us to bring in some newness and freshness to what we're doing. And even this, the situation that we're putting behind us, it may not be serving us now, but it served us to bring us to this point. But now we can put it behind us. We can declutter, we can, remove it, clear it from our path. So maybe we need to, having seen that everything up to this point had a purpose, in a sense that it's what's brought us to this moment, but it doesn't mean it has to remain in our lives just because it had a function in some way. It now, as Pat served its function, is we can clear all this junk out of our lives that we need to clear out to make way, to lighten the load and to freshen things up as we move forward. And maybe that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 14. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.